Okay, today we're going to talk about making replacement treads for a Mars King robot. And I've done videos in the past. In fact, I can think of 3 of them, and I'll put links to them down below. You should probably watch if you want to see what's inside the toy, how it works, and just demos of it working in general. This particular video happened because someone left a comment, I think on one of my last Mars King videos, saying, can you make tracks for this? They needed tracks, and I couldn't really answer their question because I'd never tried. So what we've done here is we won't cover the box really or the functions of the toy so much as the tracks. So I went ahead and designed these, and Design Spark Mechanical is my preferred CAD program, and I printed these in TPU, which is a flexible filament on my 3D printer. What else? There are a lot of flexible materials out there now, but my TPU I've had a long time now. I don't know, 4 or 5 years probably. I think there's a lot of them out there that are even more flexible, and Ninja Flex is an old one. I'm sure there's a bunch of new flavors of the month on there. The unusual thing, because I've done tracks for other toys, but usually the tracks run in a hub system, that holds everything locked in. In the case of the Mars King, as you can see, it has a high point on the wheels, and when you put a flat band on a hub that has a high point, the band will always self-center, or at least it will try to. The more flexible the band, the better it self-centers. These do self-center, and they do work. One of the trickiest parts, besides getting the correct diameter for this, which I went around this whole thing with a piece of wire, measure the circumference, change the circumference and diameter, then put the diameter into my 3D CAD program to figure the inside diameter. What I was getting at, though, is one of the things about the Mars King is it's got this skid plate down here on the back bottom. And normally when you see this on a toy, it's because they've got a large gear in the rear axle or something. They want to keep a kid from getting their finger in there. But it's not lined up with the axle, and it doesn't seem to be there for that reason. It might have something to do with the weight of the batteries in the back of the toy and keeping it from tipping back. But my whole point that I'm trying to get at is with the tracks on there, not just these, I mean even the original toy tracks, there's less than the thickness of a piece of paper clearance between this and the surface that the thing sits on. So I had to make sure that I made all of these ridges tall enough so that wouldn't drag, because if it drags then the tracks just sit and spin. TPU is flexible, but it's not as grippy as rubber, or even silicone would be even better. But we'll put this on here. We'll give it a shot. You can see they go on like that, center up. One thing about the Mars King toy, I don't know if I mentioned it in the other videos or not, I can't remember. It's one of the loudest toys. When you think about the annoying toys that we have these days with the electronic chips in them, like the ones that just say fire, gun, shoot, stop, just continually doing that, which would drive not only the kids but the parents crazy. This thing's louder. It'll drown those out when it has its siren, and it does a siren every couple of seconds. So let's, we haven't got long here to run, so I'll pick it up and I'll keep moving it back. As you can see, the treads work just fine, and you probably can't even hear me talk over it. So the main reason I kept talking when the siren was going was so that you could tell the difference between how loud it is. Alright, so you can make them. The tracks do work, and like I say, I think it's due to the weight of the batteries. They put that as an anti-tipping thing to keep the robot more stationary. So I've got the files for this up on Thingiverse, and any of you that need to make these, or you can hire someone that 3D prints. There's all kinds of online services. PCBWay in China does more than PCBs. They also do 3D printing. But you can find someone locally, kids in your school, If you don't have a printer, just have them print it in something flexible, Ninja Flex or TPU, whatever they've got, and then you can get your Mars King up and running again.